This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.
And now the Ugandan anthem. While we remain standing, I will invite Reverend Father Martin to lead us in a word of prayer.
And we shall start with another form of land acknowledgement. This one is a higher land acknowledgement, and it is from Psalm 95. Come, let us sing joyfully to the Lord, cry out to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with a song of praise. Joyfully sing out our psalms. For the Lord is the great God, the great King over all the gods. Those hands that hold the depths of the earth, he is the one who owns the tops of the mountains. The sea and dry land belong to God. They belong to him because he made them. He formed them by his hand. Come, let us bow and bend low. Let us kneel before the Lord and worship because he made us. For he is our Lord. We are the people, the shepherds, the sheep of his hand. Oh, that today you would listen to his voice, harden not your hearts. And after that psalm, I wanted also to add on not a prayer, but a statement from one of our great of Africa, Chinua Achebe. And Chinua Achebe says, a man who calls his kinsmen and kinswomen to a feast does not do so to save them from hunger. They all have food in their own homes. When we gather together in the moonlit village's ground, it is not because that the moon is in only one house. No, every man can sit in his own compound. We come together because it is good for kinsmen and kinswomen to do so. Now, that is why we are here, my brothers and sisters, you and I, because it is good for kinsmen and kinswomen, Canadians and Africans, here together to meet. And apart from all these things you see at the back, which we have been talking about in the expo and throwing around, there is also something else that cannot be quantified in any way, and that is building community. So as we share all these things here, we also build our community. And that's where some people like us come in to always galvanize each other and make sure that as Ugandans, as East Africans, as Africans, and people of the world at large, we meet here to say glory to the Lord, thank you, and thank everybody that has brought us here. And we dedicate this entire evening to the Almighty God of all the faith and those who don't believe that it is in him or her that we live and move and have our being. May his name be praised forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Father Martin. You may be seated. Now, according to the program of the evening, at this time we should be having the speech or remarks from the chair of the Uganda Association of Ottawa, who happens to be myself. So please welcome me as I give my I have been reflecting the last few minutes about tonight, and indeed in the grand scheme of things, this entire weekend. And Reverend Father Martin has mentioned something that is very important, which is building community. The unique opportunity presented to us when we get to live in the diaspora is we get to rub shoulders and associate with people from all different walks of life. In Ottawa in particular, now I can't speak for all other parts of Canada, but in Ottawa we do have so many cultural communities, be it the people from Rwanda, from Somalia, Nigeria, all these countries from around the world, people from Eastern Europe. They tend to form these communities. And even us here in Uganda, we have formed our own. But oftentimes, I wonder from my interaction with other communities, because I do get the opportunity to be called to a few events. And so I get to see things and how people connect and work together. And it is usually an eye-opener of how much we need to do as the people of Uganda. Because Ugandanness is not about where you were born or to whom you were born or when you were born, but it's about our shared heritage that happens to be situated in the geographical areas that were drawn in Berlin, unfortunately, but we have come to call home. Of course, I'm not naive to the fact that we aspire for different versions of Uganda, don't we? But one thing that remains true is that all those aspirations are about Uganda nonetheless. So without Uganda, we don't have these competing aspirations. Therefore, it is very important when I see Ugandans come together, Ugandans of different tribes, we have so many. The other day I learned that we have 64. I had no idea. From all tribes and all religious beliefs and all languages, when we come together to celebrate our shared heritage, it is always a good time. And for that I want to thank Mr. Mayanja for making this event happen. For whatever you and I might think of Mayanja, and I'm sure we all have opinions. The great Roosevelt once said, it is not the time that we are here, it is about one thing, Uganda. Regardless of how you define that to be, the main component of that is Uganda. Let's celebrate. Have a good night, have a good celebration, and thanks for indulging me. Now, I also have the mandate of inviting the co-chair for the Uganda-Canada Convention and Tourism Expo, my good friend Justus Mirembe, who is also the co-MC of tonight. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Can I also invite Jeff Chizito? Please come forward, my other co-chair. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, we want to welcome you guys to the 6th edition of the Uganda Canada Business Expo. This event started out in Vancouver in 2012. And I'm happy to see that a few faces that were with us in Vancouver over 10 years ago, Jeff and family, they're here with us. We've got a few other people that came in from Vancouver, people from DC, people from all over the place, Boston, and a lot of people that have actually succeeded. As I mentioned last year, if you guys recall, this event is not just an event where we show up and be merry and go back home. They are really, really important things that are achieved. A lot of families have changed. People that have come through the event, their families have changed. People that come in and do tourism. We've got people that have gone back to Uganda as a result to visit Uganda for the first time. We've got passports that have been renewed. Gloria, I'm always in touch with Gloria on the phone. People from all over. The embassy works closely with all of us within Canada. And it's through this networking that things are being done, believe it or not. And that is what gives me pleasure and satisfaction. Her Excellency Joy Ruth Acheng, thank you for being humble. Thank you for picking up the calls. Every time we've called, there's a crisis, you always have a solution. So you are the ambassador of the people, as we call you. So thank you very much. And of course, you'll be introducing your group. As I mentioned, Gloria as well. She's been amazing at helping. Whether it's passports, people are stuck in the airport and their passports are expired. When phone calls come, Gloria gets it done. And people continue on with their journeys. So these are all really, really good things that we network. And it's incredible to see some of these successes. Later on tonight, you'll be hearing some testimonies from a few people that came in from Uganda and settled in, built successful businesses, but they all came through this convention and they've moved on to own businesses and they now hire our fellow Ugandans. So you'll be hearing from them. With those few remarks, I'll pass it on to my co-chair, Jeff Chizito, to say a few words and welcome you. We'll be having food. We'll have a few performances, cultural performances coming up. Our beautiful Judith Babirye will be blessing us as well. We're excited. So a lot is coming up, so stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you, Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Jeffrey Evans Kizito. I'm the co-chair. We co-chair this event with Justice. And of course, it's a big team. For many of us that actually do present this event. My words will be very few because most of that has been said by my colleague here, because there is a Luganda word that says, so I don't think I will repeat each and every single one word that has been said already. But just to welcome each and single one of you, thank you for always listening to us when we call you and you show up. And to make this, because without you, we cannot be here. And without you, this event is nothing. The High Commissioner, Her Excellency, the Ambassador, again, I will thank you and your team. Many times the people are stranded in transit and I'm calling in the wicked hours of the night and you guys come through and help everybody. So everybody here that is actually coming from close and far just to come and make this trip. People have driven from Toronto, from Vancouver, everybody. Thank you. I will not say many words because it's not a day of speeches. I just want you to make merry, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you again at the next event. Thank you for coming, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Just one more thing to say. David, this gentleman here is an amazing leader in the community. We thank you for all that you do for Ugandans in Ottawa. Believe it or not, I've heard good things about you. A good man. So thank you for welcoming us and treating us with love. Thank you.
Now, as payments for being MC go, that what was amazing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you look sad. You seem pensive. You seem afraid. Tonight is about fun. Relax, get in the mood. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be energizing. So relax, feel at home. Can we give ourselves a round of applause for being here? Yes, give me some energy, then I'll give it to you back. That's my people. Down in Africa, the land of the sun, we get in the mood as the mood suggests. So please give me some energy, and I'll join you in that energy. It's going to be a fun evening. Now, without further ado, Susan, one of our wonderful business ladies who feeds us, the reason why the image of God is increasing, as you can see, it is because of the food that Susan keeps bringing from Uganda. Susan is introducing to us someone special tonight. I'll give you this moment. Now give her a better hand clap, lest I take that back. Ah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Good evening, everyone. This is Miss Samali. I'm her manager for today. She does worship through dance, and she's going to be blessing us with a song. I know each one of us go through different circumstances, and no matter what you're going through tonight, Samali just wants to share with us and let us know that there is a God who turns graves into gardens. There's a God who turns things around. So be blessed as we watch our performance. Thank you.
I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Maps empty praise and treasures of fame are never enough.
Wow, oh wow. Another round of applause. Now, those are some of the many talents that you find in the city of Ottawa. She's our very own from the motherland, imagined in Uganda and actualized in Ottawa. That was impressive. You should be proud. Tonight we have a lineup of different activities and different performances, speeches, music, dance, and whatnot. In the city of Ottawa, we do have so many of our people who have kept the traditions of Uganda going. The next group that is coming to perform to us, Ngoma ya Africa, is a group that has been performing Ugandan cultural dances in Ottawa for the last 20 years, led by the able Aunt Catherine, as we call her. They will be coming on stage, joined by the Kamengo Culture Troupe. Kamengo Culture Troupe is part of the Agnes Zavali Girls and Boys Club that is run by Jimmy, both here in Canada and in Kamengo. So right about now, without further ado, we'll invite them for one of their many performances tonight. So put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome Ngoma ya Africa in conjunction with Kamengo Culture Troupe for a cultural dance.
Kannanga abatudde mutudde Kaliwango matunze wange ebintabukidde Kaliwango ngamba abanga abatudde mutudde Kaliwango matunze wange ebintabukidde Kaliwango era nsula bubi nsula ntawaana Kaliwango matugaliwanga neefuulidde Kaliwango kale musembera abagenyi bange Kaliwango mujje mbabuulire ebyeruye eno Kaliwango era njagalako obugalo bwammwe Kaliwango matuna abagoma temulwa ngenda Kaliwango ngamba njagalako obugalo bwammwe Kaliwango matuna abagoma temulwa ngenda Kaliwango ati lwali lumu mugw'omusavu Kaliwango yenja ngende kakerengeyo Kaliwango nganyasanga yakalenzirenzi Kaliwango wali ku mutala abazze kuketta Kaliwango omulembe gw'amanyi okutatya bantu Kaliwango nabagaliwanga nsabye obuyambi Kaliwango nange neebuuza naye wavaawa Kaliwango ogaliwangu ndiwe bulino Kaliwango era neebuuza naye wabutya Kaliwango ogaliwangu byasomera dda Kaliwango olulala etwowezikuwa Kaliwango lwekityagamba weematika Kaliwango olulala tewezikyusa Kaliwango lwejjanga ndiwe makayo Kaliwango
Obugalo nammwe, obugalo n'obululu, mugyewo obukodo, mutuwe obugalo. Webala Kalulu. Come on, let's go.
Bamongere chupa owe mutu ajikuba nenoga bamongere ndeku ya pesa ningule na jino na gana bamongere chupa bamongere chupa
Muluwa bane muluwa tugende mulira
banange bamongere ndeku akalulu kabere
akalulu kasikawulira
tuinuke kabakamwari rakisi binuke ngandabye kukula jagala mulabeke yagwiya sebo banange yagwiya omwenge nemmala mulabake yakamulo mubisi warararara omwenge kwawasaba jejange nange golabagwe kwampasa sebo omwenge lyebiri baganda bange ati olukunyako nobinuka sebo tweyanze baba bamongere chupa mama nyabo bobango nchaye mukwane oyogeranga mama nyabo amundabiddeko omwana omweyagalire mugambe kyakabisa kibala mulindiride
Ponela ku ngoma ya kweli omwana weno uli ngoma yolebuka uli weno ngoma jira omasanyuku omwana weno ayayaya kona abena ponela ku ngoma ya kweli omwana weno
obugalo buluwa
uli weno ngoma jira omasanyuku
atobululu
takuiga nakatiulira sewendi kwa wali kwa wene chigera chichamo kuweleri wene chiwali kwa oli kwa nawe wene kwekuta Tabarira pana Kenze chiaga muzukulu wagabunga Lotsaira lyolikola simi Eba okotanda sibuna Emba subiza Wateke radio Sakone telefaina Akasizo mwana agendera dala Okumira ngomwanu Uona yanga byasinga Kusinga balala Okumira kumwanu Awatakene sanyolizita Ono mwana chankola Ulile kumbe Ayayaya Sese kutu zepita Ketano Erengo mapeye tukata minangi Owengoma Kona Konera kungoma ya kweli
mulira kalulu
Uliwe ngoma jira omasanyukuka Ayayaya Konera kungoma ya kweli Ulingoma yolebuka Uliwe ngoma jira omasanyukuka Munange mwana wangu kenda mukungu Teri akukase kwandise tukakase zinisunga Era notugamba yasinga Okumange chigambe choche chikula bulisonga Nokusoma kusichiti Chikuka chipewe chikulembera obufungo Omwana w'omuwege Chokozeni chimizako nendamale Kona nyenye kumasengere Ninesanyuka kasaliluse nemasengere Ayo bufumbo chirabo Ulira kanyabo Dagala mundo Zezengalo Nawe sebo Labu sitalo Uliwe musanyuke Ene kumera Oda kuna mujaraba Kona Konera kungoma ya kweli
akalulu kaluwa
Uliwe ngoma jira omasanyukuka Ayayaya Konera kungoma ya kweli Ulingoma yolebuka Uliwe ngoma jira omasanyukuka Erengo mezi jukiza sebo Uliwe ya buganga nga kuitali na ochagala Mbada bade kusanga chimu Uliwa kunyiza wachirikwe kona kukuminanga Uliwo zina mugutu Abade no busungu tomanyane kugenda Omwana w'omuwegere Chokozeni chimibizako nendamale Kona nyenye kumasekere Ninesanyuka kasaliluse nemasengere Ayayaya Omwana w'omuwegere Chokozeni chimibizako nendamale Kona nyenye
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, for a moment I forgot where I was on the continent. That was amazing. Thank you, Ngoma. Yeah, Africa, thank you, together with Kamengo Culture Troupe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, when I was younger and in better shape than this, I was in secondary school, and my teacher once made a statement that stayed with me forever. It was a school assembly. I was in this big boarding school of about 2,000 kids, and I was a backbencher for obvious reasons. And so he stood up and he said that food is food by definition. That was the easiest statement I have ever understood. Food needs no explanation. Food needs no expounding. It is clearly just that, food. So we're about to have some food. Seriously? Like seriously. So we're about to have some food tonight. Where's my, oh, there you go. So the wonderful lady there who is rocking that beautiful black dress will be helping me with the ushering. What that means is you only get up when she comes to your table and invites you to go to the line. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2, after you serve, in the interest of time, we are going to try something that is very difficult for us to do as human beings, really. We are going to eat, but active eating. By that I mean, we will eat as the programs continue. Do you think we can do that? Great. Because the alternative would be, I'll have to cut out some of the wonderful performances from the evening, and I wouldn't want to do that. It breaks my heart. So if you cooperate with me, we will save time. So, who do you feel like should go to the line first? Oh, I think I know where she's going. Now, in the light of her decision, since that is the line, that this is the table that will be going first, it happens to have the Reverend Father on the same table. Therefore, why don't I take it upon myself to have you bless the meal, and then you lead, this table will lead us to the serving. Thank you.
Bless us, O Lord, and these gifts that we are about to receive, and as we partake of them, let us be mindful of those who have nothing to eat. And we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
And as that happens, we'll have, as they serve, we'll try to make haste, come back to your seat, and we proceed. We'll have a small music interlude. And after enough of us have served, then we will pick up on our program for the evening. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner.
Yo TV channels app kateli big and better. Anti app nyamwemu otuke musi okunyumirwa. Selecting a Yo TV channels or streaming a live radio net TV. Ubachibanda Express katandike butandisi nga bonyumirwe bina Uganda. Ate kubolingo extra supporting a music wa Uganda ne comedy. Chokanga kumuto abana bakunyumirwanga no kuyiga wakatuni wo mulemba abako atenga yigiriza. Downloading app ya Yo TV channels lero.
This is Diaspora TV, your number one global network.
Connectinga, Luna Kunza Sirajusa, Wapanya Budi Bugodi go Butakuta, O Missing, Oli Wachirungo Sukari, Alali on Kubisa Walai, you go on the Omugum Pitabu Mari, Alali never whatever Futari.
Would you mind, calling your phone at any time?
Would you mind, would tell us someone team and I won't
go.
Baby, we kuba musango, unsinze mama musango. Masima chichiche na kukora, bigizi byo na nabita. Emikono jange jinjurira. Oh, yeah. Wabula sagara kuraba. Nena bira chewandaba. Mugwano se wandamata. Kenyamba, tunula jova umvire. Uliwe kutunula kama toka rumantasa. Emikono joji gambi. If you're gonna win, you won't. I can't live in love again. And I will never fall in love again. Baby, I can't live in love again. No. And I will never fall in love again. Oh no. Believe in love at your own risky. Fall in love at your own risky. Everything at your own risky. Baby. And so original, uwa choka. Mayomba mufuma no rangira, uwa njoka. Yeje wange ndanga, jobolaga, jobera, ewange mvira. Yeah, wabula sagara kulaba, nena vira chewandaba, mugwano se wandamata. Kenyamba, tunula jova umvire. Kutunula kama toka rumantasa. Emikono joji gambi. If you're gonna win, you won't. I can't live in love again. And I never fall in love again. Baby, I can't live in love again.
Nenda kaya kusaya so. Yari ya fetiri na mystery. Obulungi bolina. Wabukatano wange tukola chemistry. Alinga soko, nespace kako. Newe kubakula maga, chakutambula, kukimanyika. Future love wange, we missinga. Future love wange, we stalkinga. Kwagade byesimani, kwagade yutumani, kwagade byesimani. Kwagade yutumani, nekuchati mbera careful, ngabensenginga bendiritinga. Yekwe bentonera gift not a bikinga. Manyine bati betio era manyo chikuza. Nekuti tank followinga, nebu fotonda ikinga. Me ama, si ama, me ama. What I tell me, mama. Future love wange, we missinga. Future love wange, we stalkinga.
Kusaba la visaba fake friend. Dosirika la visaba bad minded. La visaba hypocrite them. La visa. Kusaba la visaba fake friend. Dosirika la visaba bad minded. La visaba hypocrite them. La visa.
Yes, yo. La visa kabisa baheta batiza matiza. Kaliza mumisa etala molisa ya kisa. Chitone yolesa obubi bora balemesa. Kubago makosa gakosa ne boso wempisa. Kulemesa la visa. Sole ya kwe la visa. Kulimbo yo la visa. Tomogabira na visa. Permission irukusa bokutanga mukusa. Zikize no zikiza bomulisa tomulisa. La visa babakagati kuchachi bosi. Bakedi tumugwanga ne tukola losi. La visa yenoyo azole ya rasi. La visa yone ya teka Yesu kukurosi. La visa ngolyo wa maso opticians. La visa ngolyo gobi wine noli nubian. La visa bakaza batusiba abana. La visa gwenaga ya kegana abana.
Kusaba la visa ba fake friend them. Dosirika la visa ba bad mind them. La visa ba hypocrite them. La visa.
Hey, bagambeko obansirike. La visa, mwesirika banalike. Batuleka wone batusanga womubalise. Wali kumaluma bonga wali kukule. Hey, nina chali wange yagenda Kampala. Muze sibera mu kyalo nonya better life. Breakfast day, ngateka ko kawai. Kali moragwa wa life kawanga life. Zekwe yaleka ye mukono ze minister. Kakofi kafuna mu time nga balista. Na iga no kuwa marapu nga felista. University na mara yo Mr. Catty, don't hedge, appreciate, underestimate, and don't forget.
While you were feeling cheerful, I'm a man in Dwasa. While you were sometimes your color, I'm a man Kubanja. All I'm trying to do, you're just so walk and na. All pizza, you're just color,
Russia, we French, we two come, we don't booze to make singer, secret, Gillette, put while I'm cinnamon. Street cake, street lips, street eyes, street says. Young moon boozer, who saw one song from Winda. Single sola, Mandi Vadenga Tutula, Netu Chogera Co. Single sola, Mandi Vadenga Tutula, Netu Chigayam.
Single sola, Mandi Vadenga Tutula, Netu Chogera Co. Single sola, Mandi Vadenga Netu Chogera Co.
Yeah, baby. I love you and Kuba being gay.
Bring that one back from the top.
My baby. Pulling back with the bungay.
Papa, baby. Suri me wangere. Just a cup, baby. Kuba kagari ke kande say. Neko mubili gwange gube yo pianonga. Waya garira onsuna. Neko mubili gwange gube yo pianonga. Waya garira onkuba.
Ekejifuba change kibere yo pianonga. Waya garira. Ekejifuba change kibere yo pianonga.
Utakuwa mkamkama. Inisi vyangu jitulaga tijane seems to be tough. Watira ko you hold on my love. Manuwe tulaga you need to be tough. Inasi vyangu baby came on they may take my love away. But let me say you know to fly away. Fly away. Lero nkuteka kakaweta kange. Fukomu muntu wange. Lero nkuteka kakaweta kange. Fukomu muntu wange. Olisala cheyatamu katonda. Weyalya kutonda yawuliriza omutima n'omwoyo munda. Baby njagala ofune joy.
I will never ever do such a mistake. Right now I regret the time that I gave you my baby. Like a TV in a sitting room. Mtima gongo kutuninze. Jimbo so turo. Every set of young go be wasting ze. We won't be done. I take a matu baby. How did you want to man? Na fuwanjile tenze.
When I want you tinga Nkusangwa detinga Bwe kugamba kungu nyizira Obitadde mu baloya Onvugira ku speedi ya boda Tebyali mu baloya Ofudde nyanya mu katane gwatunda Twazanyanga full time Everyday twalinga tusaba katonda Atuwe ebiro Atuzibula amaso
Yo chechiri 103 Black Go Flying and then DJ Tony 256 so I cover you know what time it is. DJ don't get caught in it. So we do
we won't be done, not take a matu baby. How did you want to man?
When I want to give me love to we go party. Body fire carry the gari. Stuff like a mango, chica joja go. Girl, you know that I'm in love with you. I feel I'm a part of an accident. Better mugu no mo kwa masibu ribu.
Lava, I ain't get there. Oh, I ain't get there. Yo, I ain't get there. Mamito, I ain't get there. Yo, oh, I ain't get there. Oh, I ain't get there. Yo, mamito, I ain't get there.
I don't give a damn. Jagala gwenina sobola. Abirina yona bimala. Wabakala muyenze mpapula mpandikako. Njaza wabangotide kumale mpaka. Omanyenti wange wanefuka. Erane chifana nyiwa wangiwa. Yone wange. Jagala fundu kulutopeza.
What the people are you doing? So good, I'm like the African but chilling with the Nabon DJ, the baddest DJ, the champion DJ Tony. Oh, yeah, boss.
Zima okota mpubira. Abande fasala gwe gwempita. Kati nwanira. Gwe wange nwanira. Zima okota mpubira. Abande fasala gwe gwempita. Gwamanyi byona nakukwasa. Yona joligenda ndituka. Eshiromu matumbi obakuncha. Ze kasitone wabyona ndigonda. Kanfube, kankole nkakase. Tinze nawe tubera bakole tulumye. Uli omwachimanye. Tetulitengana na one forever. Njagala fundu kululu tompeza. Musena tompeza. Oli wabisima. Wanabakala yanela nolweza. Nwanira.
Following her every day when Sumuka. Baby, you know you take control. Senjakala no musomba nansabira. Ono sola nenda lugwanda janya. Angela from Nansana. Ring ring. Kuleka kusunde. Omowiria kabikure matama gina chancha. Yanja kasukunde. Kutwala bula yanga chakute. Bwaka kankanya. Yakulila Kampala. Waka kankanya, straight from Kampala. Waka kankanya, yakule fire. Waka kankanya. Wine up your body, baby, new character. Wine up, give me that bad character. All I get, we go watch it. Inzo njagala bidi kutikta.
Toliji semo ye kwali kuchop chat tap on me baby tap. Make your body do body language, make it tap. Laga mazina mapia this a new chapter.
Kule ego Sunday, kati kule sa kamazina yancha. Cause you are
I love you for life, for life, for life. Never once did you come on, Linda. I love you for life, for life, for life.
Yo TV channels app kateli big and better. Anti app nyamwemu otuke munsi y'okunyumirwa. Selectinga Yo TV channels o streaming live radio net TV. Oba Kibanda Express katandike butandisi nga bwonyumirwa bina Uganda. Ate ku Bolingo Extra supporting music wa Uganda ne comedy. Kyokanga ku muto abana bakunyumirwanga n'okuyiga olwakatuni ow'omulembe abaako ate nga ayigiriza. Downloadinga app ya Yo TV channels leero.
This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. Now, Lady Carol tells me that every table has been served. Is there anybody who is yet to serve tonight? Oh, of course, apart from myself. Is there anybody yet to serve? No. Okay. Now, I have been reliably informed that there will be more. So if after you're done, you feel like there is something you feel you'd have loved to revisit, please make yourself comfortable quietly and go back to the serving table and make yourself comfortable as you might so choose. Now, in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to invite our first speaker. So for those of you who will be speaking tonight, I invite you to make haste with your meals such that we can save a bit of time. And on that note, I would like to ask humbly and that when we come to give our speeches, we try to be, someone once used the analogy of as brief as a miniskirt. Yes, as brief as a miniskirt, short enough to arouse interest, but long enough to cover the subject area. So someone once used that terminology. Okay, so make it brief, and then we can be out of here tonight. We have a strong lineup of performances. We still have dancers from the culture troupe. We have the able, the mighty, and the indomitable Judith Babirye. She's here tonight. She will be singing to us tonight. We have more performances in terms of dance. We have some virtuoso kind of drumming that we'll have in this place tonight. So I ask you to please do not go away. If you have a friend who is making their way here, tell them to make haste lest they miss. But in the next 2 minutes, I hope everyone who still needs to get something will have had it, because I would like us to get straight into our speeches in 2 minutes. Thank you.
Serve my cake. She never play no games. She my only love goalkeeper. She never please no other man. Mo eden in the Adam yekawa. Yari mu yekebi woma. Mo bisi no to tane kaka. She got brain, bad and beauty. Babu kuba kukakanyanga muti. She got brain, bad and beauty. Kafesika kalunji nebuti.
You're not politician, kumpa vibe. No ziggy ziggy za kumpa sample. Zigubarira credo. One, she got a brain and a bit too. Akuba alinga na muti free. She got a brain and a bit, she a pretty, she a pretty, 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 pretty. in and not dressing. The way you talk your butt, baby, you're the one I know. Did you want a bullet in your move, baby, should have known.
Embala munzenengata Unjano mobulingata Oliwa mugasonga data Nakayimba karejo wizona kudata
She got grand bad and pretty Babukuba kukakanyanga muti. She got grand bad and pretty Akafesi kakalunji nevuti.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to enjoy our meals tonight, we have a few sponsors that have made this event possible, and we will acknowledge them one after another.
This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs have been very helpful and instrumental. But importantly, we have this Silver Trust Media, and the CEO is here with us tonight, Mr. Moses Mawa. I will invite you to, greet us and perhaps tell us why this matters to you.
Thank you so very much, our dear Emcee. And
of course, it goes without saying that when someone is speaking, we give them the courtesy of listening. And so I hope we can be silent and listen to the speakers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I basically want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank you all for being here to participate in this truly wonderful function as we celebrate, of course, the Canada Day weekend, and then, of course, come together, particularly as Ugandans, and of course with Canadians as well participating in the very best that can be possible when we come together as peoples. As the Emcee mentioned, I am actually from Silver Trust Media. Silver Trust Media is currently actually the largest black-owned media organization in Canada. We run a 24-hour television channel, which is called Afro Global Television. And we also publish 3 regularly scheduled magazines, and that includes Excellence Magazine, Envision Magazine, and of course Destiny Magazine as well. I was in Kampala, Uganda, just 1 week ago today, when I actually headed over specifically to come and support my dear friend Ronnie Mayanza with this convention. And it will also be continuing in Toronto with one that is actually themed and focused on tourism, especially to promote tourism between Canada and Uganda as well. So it's absolutely a pleasure to be here at this function today. And I want to take the opportunity, first of all, to thank our dear High Commissioner, Her Excellency Joy Ruth Acheng, for supporting Ronnie and the entire team and making this actually possible. Our hope, obviously, is to ensure that things are actually elevated as the event actually gets even more rooted. This is really a unique one, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic, and as we continue to actually do things better and to move forward. Obviously, within the Uganda High Commission, there are just so many people, including Gloria and the Consular Services Department and others as well, who have continued to make a difference. I first of all want to actually say, really, I enjoyed the performance that was here today. And our organization is based in Toronto. And one of the things that we do is we run the Excellence Awards Gala. And this is actually the largest event of its kind that has brought people such as Yvonne Chaka Chaka from South Africa, Wole Soyinka from Nigeria, and so many other really big names actually to celebrate the best that the African people and those in diaspora and in the continent are also able to do. So I just want to actually make a commitment that we would definitely like to make arrangements to have the team. So Jimmy Sebulume, will be actually reaching out to you to have the group to actually come to Toronto to perform. In the past, we actually had the Burundian drummers. We've had all kinds of groups actually performing as well. And then, of course, mainstream type music, R&B, Divine Brown, and so many others participating as well. And so I think we'll be able to achieve more in that regard. I also really want to express a tremendous gratitude to the sponsors who have really made this possible. I know Ronnie and the team will be able to say more, but it's really difficult to put together an event and projects that will help to promote Uganda here in Canada without support. So MTN, Uganda Tourist Board, and so many of the others who have actually participated both in the past and this year as well, you are truly appreciated. And there are actually several entities as well, including AI Financial Group, one of the largest insurance companies here in Canada, supporting this particular initiative as well. And for me in particular, Ottawa is actually a second home because I went to Carleton University here, got a BA in film studies, and then went on to do television and some other things as well. So it's really good to see some familiar faces, my good friend Jackie Tumusime, and so many others as well who are actually here. So this is actually absolutely wonderful. The other thing I want to actually say is that for us, particularly as members of the diaspora, the Ugandan diaspora actually here, we need to find ways and means to be able to work together to be able to achieve more. We've learned about the fact that there are actually businesses that are importing food items from back home. We learned about individuals such as, Jimmy, for example, who have arranged for so many Canadians, to actually go to Uganda, mostly on missions, medical missions and things like that. Maybe we can actually, coordinate things a little bit more so that if we have about 60, 70 people going a year, those ones can also become tourists as well. Instead of just going to do those medical missions and so on, for them to actually experience the best of the Pearl of Africa, for us to be able to achieve more. So I think we can actually work on that. The other thing I also want to mention is that, especially during COVID-19, excuse me, I'm going to make it very short. Just give me the audience. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. So I just wanted also to mention that during the COVID-19 pandemic, for instance, Ronnie Mayanza, myself, and Susan Namulindo, and a few others, we actually came together and did something that's very special. That was actually to buy oxygen breathing machines, and we're able to ship 36 of them actually to Uganda, and it also actually made a difference. So when you actually take a look at that, the idea was inspired by my sister at the time, who was actually ill, going through cancer and so on. But when we came together and were able to buy this equipment and deliver them to the Uganda Ministry of Health, it made a difference. So I just want to encourage each and every one of us that if there's anything that we can do at any time, that will make a difference back home. As Ugandans, we need to actually do our best to achieve that. The other one is that there are so many opportunities actually here in Canada for people to progress, to succeed. When I actually came, you know, I was a young person, practically a teenager, and look, now actually I run the largest black-owned media organization with a 24-hour television channel and things like that. So, and we want to make sure that opportunities are available for young people. The High Commissioner introduced someone, a young person actually, to me yesterday, and I'll be very delighted to see what opportunities are possible for that person, for instance. And then we also want to make sure that we're able to achieve more, you know, back home as well, by producing documentary films and publications and things like that to promote our dear country of Uganda, you know, further as well. So it is truly a pleasure to be here, and I want to once again thank you so very much for participating, and let's make sure that we continue to do better as we go along. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.
Yo TV channels app kateli big and better. Anti app nyamwemu otuke munsi y'okunyumirwa. Selecting Yo TV channels or streaming live radio net TV. Oba Kibanda Express katandike butandisi nga bwonyumirwa ebinna Uganda. Ate ku Bolingo Extra supporting music wa Uganda ne comedy. Kyokanga ku muto abana bakunyumirwanga n'okuyiga olwakatuni ow'omulembe abaako ate nga ayigiriza. Downloading app ya Yo TV channels leero.
Written in the magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, before I bring the next speaker, I would like to implore you to please give our speakers audience. I can tell you, as one who has spoken a few times, if you like, there is nothing as disappointing as speaking to a group of people who are having other conversations. So please, it is just courteous that we give our speakers the audience. And I hope lest people walking by can hear me make this plea, which would be an indictment of the quality of my audience today. And I disagree with that assumption. I think this is a wonderful audience that needs not to be reminded to listen to those that are giving speeches. Isn't that right? Yes, thank you. So right about now, Mr. Paul Luima. Mr. Paul Luima is here all the way from Uganda. He flew in to represent MTN Uganda. And he's here to talk about, if you look at on your tables, you have seen some of those wonderful flyers with MTN Uganda and Momo Pay. And I just want to ask him one question, Paul. Why the diaspora?
Thank you very much, Emcee. You're far too kind, and you've done a wonderful job. I'll answer the question as I give my speech. The organizers of this event, High Commissioner, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, and all my fellow Ugandans, brothers and sisters who are here, Nsanyiso Basanga and Nabashemererwa. Yes. So it's an honor and privilege to be here tonight to represent MTN. Like the MC said, my name is Paul Luima. I come from Uganda. I arrived last night, and I'm very happy to be here tonight. At MTN, I look after the large and multinational business under the enterprise division. But tonight, I'm representing MTN Uganda for both telecom and mobile money business. Like I said, it's always a special occasion for us to meet our brothers and sisters living away here abroad in the diaspora. And I thank very much the organizers for making it possible for us to meet here tonight, and for the warm welcome that we have received from all our esteemed diaspora members who are here, specifically from Canada. As MTN, we are very keen to be part of such important events because we believe that everyone deserves access to a modern, connected world. And therefore, we know that it is important for all Ugandans, both home and abroad, to get fully connected. And just to give examples, for you, when you're here, to send back money home to your loved ones, to the people at home, easily through our mobile money platforms, that is trying to make it easy for you to get connected back home, or for you to sit here and call your jaja, your kaka, your shrenkuru back home with our new launched MTN web phone, where you can now call at local rates, local Ugandan rates. So no more extra charges, no more roaming charges. You can call per minute at 190 shillings, like as if you're in Chiseka, you're in Machindi, because we have made it possible and we have launched. You see the flyers there. I'll explain more and expound more on that solution. So MTN Uganda has over 17 million subscribers and growing. And on the mobile money side, we have used, and about 11 million Ugandans use the platform every single month. We have brought financial inclusion to every home in the that the traditional banking sector could not be able to achieve. We have also provided other financial services that previously were only possible through the banking sector. Such solutions like savings accounts, which means that now on your phone you can be able to save some money and earn an interest on it. And as well, you can also borrow money from your phone directly without going to the bank, the microfinance, or wherever, just with your SIM card. And also, we have also provided now investment services for Ugandans who wish to also secure a brighter future. So even though you're in the diaspora, you can do that. If you're back home, you can also do that with your MTN SIM card. Through our MTN Telecom platform, we have introduced a new web-based calling solution called the MTN Web Phone. Now, with the MTN Web Phone, it will enable you to call back home easily in the diaspora, all your loved ones at local rates like I shared. All you need to do is download the WebEx app on your phone, and you don't need to have 2 SIM cards. If you already have your MTN SIM card, you can just download. We'll put that eSIM on your very own SIM card. It's a 032, but what it does for you is that, excuse me, for people who are running small businesses, it professionalizes your business. If you want to call your jaja in the village, you now don't need to call them off a smartphone. Even with a kabiditi, you can call them back home easily. Before, you would only call people with smartphones because you use WhatsApp, right? And you send a message, tell Jaja that I will do this and that. Now you can be able to communicate directly to all your people because you can talk to them off the smartphone, off the kabiditi, because of the new solution that we have launched at MTN. And through our Momo platform, millions of our customers and Ugandans are able now to access microloans and services such as More Cash, More Sente, and More Advance. And this is not restricted for people who are only back home. Even here, if you have your MTN phone, you can still do that. This supports the day-to-day business of, of our people who are hustling. In Uganda, we say kuiriba. Back home, people do their kuiriba. So as they do that, maybe I need to buy some stock for my micro shop. You can now do that because you can get at least 300K to buy some more stock and put in your shop. For your uncle who's in the village, they can be able to do this because of the financial inclusion drive we're using through our mobile money platform. And this one, the next one on remittances, is specifically speaking to us who are here. As the diaspora contributes a lot of money to our GDP, to our economy, through the money we take back home. So for remittances, MTN Mobile Money Platform provides you the convenience and the efficiency to enable you send money back home easily, which enables you to transform and impact the lives of the families back home, support education of your siblings, into the school with our school pay solutions. These days, you no longer now need to line up or send people money to go to the bank and beat the traffic. You can pay directly money from here in Ottawa to the school, that your brother or your sister goes back to school. And it also removes the middleman because there's a lot of accountability issues and governance. So now you pay directly to the school, the child goes back to school through the MTN mobile money solution. And further note, more onto this on the remittances, we encourage you to remit back money home because it contributes to our motherland, and we contribute to the economy through the foreign currency and exchange, and as well create jobs through that particular platform. Our promise as MTN is to ensure that we give we ensure that your unearned funds reach your intended recipients swiftly and securely. We also provide the convenience and reliability when it comes to connecting with your loved ones through the MTN Voice web phone. And through our robust platforms, we want to strengthen and the bond between us, MTN, and the Ugandan people living in the diaspora through the foundation and through the organizing committee like Ronnie Mayanja and the team. We would want to continue with these synergies. We are here today in Ottawa, we'll be in Toronto, we plan to be in all the conferences and conventions that are coming up. So we're not here just to do a transaction, we want to build the bond between MTN and all the Ugandans back home who are abroad, so that we can be able to make it easy for you to connect and communicate back home easily. One of our key slogans back home at MTN is that together we are unstoppable. So we believe that if we keep the synergies going, MTN and the Ugandans in the diaspora will be very unstoppable. So I thank you very much for listening to me. And before I step down, I would like to thank very much the organizing committee. I think we have had a very good evening so far. So I would request maybe a hand of applause for them. So thank you once again, Mr. Emcee, for being a very wonderful Emcee. And thank you, the organizing committee, once again. Ronnie Mayanja, thank you very much. Please have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Now, with all these compliments, I'm almost beginning to blush.
This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.
You cannot be associated with Uganda and not know about our next, should I say, guest from the mighty, soul-soothing Yesuvela Nange. To my all-time favorite mama. I know, I am a mama's boy. What can I say? She has blessed our lives and our souls with her beautiful gift of poetry and music. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome the one and only Lady Judith Babirye.
Check 1, 2.
Your Excellency, the Ambassador, Rotha Cheng, the Deputy Chairperson, UTV, Susan Mukwezi, our Reverend Father, Joseph, hello, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Karunji. Father Reverend Joseph Ndianavo. Did I say something wrong? Okay, Mr. Sejirinyo, let's say Akatogo Mugondi. Mr. Mawa, a pleasure to meet you, and I would love so much to connect with you. I just wanted to let you know right away. Yeah, I love what you do. Our awesome Gloria and the team over there. I didn't know that is Gloria. Yes, she helped me like I think a week ago. So it was a pleasure to see you right here. Shame I didn't come to see you in person. I'm ashamed. But nice to meet you. All friends present, MTN and everyone present, our organizers, Ronnie Mayanja, thank you for inviting me. I hope you be blessed and you enjoy it. Thank you, Justice, for coming all the way from BC, Kamengo Troop, each and everyone. Enjoy the evening. God bless you as I perform. So the first song is Sitarudi Nyuma, nitasonga mbele katika jina la Yesu. Hallelujah. Hapana sitarudi nyuma, songa mbele nitasonga mbele. Leka nera vile byone bye mabega kagende mu maso. Hapana sitarudi nyuma, songa mbele nitasonga mbele. Nangirira muri nyara Yesu bayama konkora. Ulira yabasekanga, ulira yabageyanga. Mukatonda wanga alinge bakambo tagenda kola. Wali wabakolima, wali wabageresa. Mukatonda wanga alinge yadduka nga tasobola kola. Namulabye nga yamba, namulabye nga sumulula, namulabye nga lwana, namulabye nga yanukula. Dala bwabanga yanzije waleri, tasobola kundeka mu ddungu. Kaseera buseere byanga birete, nitasonga mbele apa. Are you ready? Good. Nitasonga mbele, nitasonga mbele, nitasonga mbele. Hapana sitarudi nyuma, songa mbele, nitasonga mbele, nitasonga mbele. Kano sikadeka kuwanika nedda, kano sikadeka kuzirika nedda. Mwana wa Mukama werwaneko, werwaneko kobolo muliro kwa Mukama. Moto 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 moto, omulabe mulinye ku nfite. Nangirira mulinya lya Yesu ayamako. Hapana sitarudi nyuma, songa mbele, nitasonga mbele, nitasonga mbele. Hapana sitarudi nyuma, songa mbele, nitasonga mbele. Nangirira mulinya lya Yesu abange wenyenyeko. Kala 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 kala. Songa mbele, songa mbele. Moto 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 moto. Moto moto wa Yesu. Moto So the next song says, Kamengo troop bagenze. Kamengo troop webali. Kamengo troop, where are you, please? So the next song says, Katonda talimba. Literally translated, God is faithful. His delay is not a denial. So the mere fact that you are here, the things you haven't seen, and the things that you've seen, they were all in God's agenda. So even the dreams that you want to be, I've only spent 4 years in Canada, but my dreams are so big, and I have the faith that I'm going to be as big as I imagine myself to be in Canada. Amen. Do you believe with me? Do you believe with me Do you believe with me? Karungi tuwe sound tulumbe. Anaye bambe kuchokwesiba. Karungi nyongera bass. Kato segera. Mulamu weseno tubonabona nyonyo watuka munange. Mutufuna okowa. Buli mwaka wosaba mukama abeko kyagamba nga naye poteya. Notunulira abantu gyoyiteyo ngabo kale bali bulungi. Embeera yo weyungula masiga wakagatokowa oswadde nokowa uzamu amaanyi mukwano tokowa yadde embeera yo eyungula masiga kubanga ebisuubizo bya mukama bye yasuubiza okukola byonna biryamira. Tolowooza Katonda yakutonda nakuteekawo ku nsi oba yafuuka bize. Tolowooza ebisuubizo bya mukama bye yasuubiza okutuwa waliwo kyalimba. Siyadde emyaka gikubya katambaala mukwano towanika Katonda talimba kubanga ebisuubizo bya mukama bye yasuubiza okutuwa byonna alibituwa. Kyemuli abagamanyi waliyo mukazi musoma mu Bayibolo bamuyita Kaana yali mugumba nga mujja bwe bamuyita Penina nga ye buli mwaka azaalayo omwana abeera yonsa nga waliwo ayakula ono tengerere n'agenda emugga. Penina natulugunya Kaana nayogerera Kaana nakola muline yekyawa n'akabamaziga kakalira mukama naye Katonda wa Kaana bwe yawulira Saala yamuwa nabbi. Tolowooza Katonda yakutonda nakuteekawo ku nsi ebisuubizo bya mukama waliwo kyalimba. Yadde emyaka gikubya katambaala mukwano towanika Katonda talimba kubanga ebisuubizo bya mukama yasuubiza okutuwa byonna alibituwa. Tolina mmotoka wotamusa bigere mukama ligikuwa ntalimba. Owange radio organizer wano bakutwala maka tolina mwana kkiriza mukama ozaale balongo. Mukama talimba nedda talimba mama. Oli musajja Muganda lwesingabo naye kuma mukama talimba. Oli kulonge mutabyalinganga alimu omutayimbwa kyemuli kweyongera okusaba nyweza Saala sibako afaayo tunulira Babirye nali mwavu Katonda talimba nina wentuuse kayongera okusaba mukama talimba kati guma. Tulabye amakanisa gaba mu biwembe kati kalina mukama talimba nedda. Tulabye abasumba baffe bali bavuga zipima talimba nembademani yaliwamumanga studio ye haleluya nechoche yakola ne Babirye banange byali biroto. Checha Chabaita Tourism Expo 2023 Kampulira ndulu ya Ronnie Mayanja, the organizers. Okay. And the last song for this phase is called Mama. Bambi, thank you, Kamengo Troop. The last song is Mama. Every woman has that special person called Mama. And every man has that special person called Mama. It doesn't matter how old you get. So tonight we celebrate all our mothers. And also the mothers present in the house today. Beginning with you. And also beginning with Her Excellency, the Ambassador, Ruth Acheng. Mama Susan Muhwezi. Is there any other woman in the house? Show me your hand. Are you a woman? Okay. Oh, yeah. I thought you had left the table. I'm also a woman, by the way. I'm a woman. Oh, Miss Canada. Oh, my God. What a pleasure. Pleasure to meet you. I want to take a selfie with you after. Of course. What do you expect me to have? I need a selfie with Miss Canada. Pleasure to meet you, darling. It's Ronnie's fault. Ronnie's fault. He never introduced you. Okay. Mama, thank you, Kalunji, all the way from Boston, for being the awesome DJ tonight. Plus your counterpart, his name I missed. But I really appreciate you. The vibes are really nice over here. I'm not complaining about the sound, nor the microphone. I always complain. Thank you. It's beautiful. Ronnie, thank you for the sound. It's beautiful. Okay. Are you ready to roll? Singa bachara munsalako n'abasajja abagala bamama mwene munsalako n'ekitegeera nti ekitu mukitegera nze munsaleko sigenda complaininga Mr. Mawa lwaki tonsalako nkwepikira jangu onsaleko what it is good mwami sengirinya vayo gyoli omo yetande omo yetoja mama ndikwebaza atya omukwano gwa mama abakyala kyemuliko mpulira endulu y'abamama mama bazuukuka n'ekiro ensirirwe zisse mama nattewana bambi n'abika akola atya wakiri yatunula n'akeesa gwe weebaka emirembe oyo ye mama batuukako luno lutalo lw'okuzaala bamama balufiiriddemu naye era mama ne bw'aba mu bulamu bw'ensi olulaba ku kaana ke mama agenda sima ye mama beera paka ku ssaawa esembayo we bagambira mama yaleeta Emcee. Nice to meet you. God bless you, Janet.
I know that Mama taina duplicate. Nenawe Judith toina duplicate.
I receive it in the name
Toina
of
duplicate.
Jesus.
Vanange, round of applause once again. Now you're a very conservative audience. How can someone bless us that much and we barely hear any relations? Now that is more like it. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your gift with us. Thank you. And thank you all for joining in on the dance floor. Now, it is not lost on me that we are running out of time. Purposefully, partly because we started a bit late, which I get because Ugandans tend to have a complicated relationship with time. And so we started a little bit late, but we are trying the best that we can to run through this as quickly as we can. As we reflect on the beautiful words that have been shared by Judith, I would like to invite someone special. This is the closest I have gotten to miss anything in my life. This is the closest. And I want to take in every one of this moment. So everyone who has a camera, pull it out, because I'm about to stand within inches of someone very important. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Solange. I don't know, I'm struggling. You know, who is Mrs. Canada. Thank you very much, and take it away.
Thank you.
Camera people.
We had our selfie.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Great.
Please send it to me. I want to send it to my mother and say I've made it.
Oh, honestly, I mean, such an honor and a pleasure being here. I am so grateful to be invited. Thank you, Ronnie. I think, given that we're out of time, if there was anything I could say at all about today, it's just the joy of being amongst African people, being amongst Ugandans. For me, I think of myself as a little girl standing in the middle of a refugee camp and not really knowing what will my future hold. But I also remember dreaming vividly that one day I'll be standing in front of thousands of people and inspiring them. So long story short, you know, at the time I had 2 dresses and I was still walking 10 kilometers to look for clean drinking water. And if I would have told someone my dream, they would have probably told me that I was mad or that I was no way, because everybody was laughing. And I still remember the first time that someone invited me to go to compete at Miss New Brunswick. I thought it was a joke, and I hung up because I thought my friends were actually making a prank. And he happened to be the director and the owner of Miss New Brunswick. And I decided to make that decision. It was 5 days away, but I had never seen a girl who looked like me, who had the same background as me, who had even ever won titles the same as mine. So when I went, I simply just wanted to have a good time and explore all things life have to offer. So there it was, to my surprise, I win Miss New Brunswick, which meant that I was actually going to represent New Brunswick at Miss Canada. And imagine a little young black girl who many, many years before that would have never thought that they would host such a title. In fact, I always say this as a joke. When I won Miss New Brunswick, I was wearing white people nylons because I didn't know that they actually made nylons for black people, because all my friends who were competing actually didn't look like me. So I bought the same pairs as they did. Only when we get on stage and we put the lights on, I looked a lot different. Long story short, I go on, and when I first competed at Miss Canada, I was first runner-up, and I wondered, what is that one thing that made a difference between me and the winner? But it didn't really matter. That vision was clear. That 11-year-old girl who had this big dream was on a mission. The following year, I went and I won Miss Canada. And I was actually today, I'm the first and the only black woman to win that title coming from New Brunswick. I share this because there are so many of you who are parents, who are children, who have vision, who have dreams. And when we come from different backgrounds or we've never seen people achieve the things that we want to achieve, it seems impossible. And in fact, when I went to Miss Canada, I didn't even have one friend from our background that thought she can win Miss Canada. They actually wanted to protect me from being hurt and say, are you sure you want to go? So I say this because when we are in these spaces, soak it in and focus on your vision, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are. Today, I'm the longest running Mrs. Canada, and I went on, to think that I'm a mom of 4 girls who had identical triplets, who went on to represent Canada at Mrs. Canada, and went on to be 8 at Mrs. World, 5th at Mrs. International, 3rd at Mrs. World again, and I'm about to go represent Canada again in December. I am honored. I was invited here as Mrs. Canada and Miss Canada, and I do hold those titles really, really with a lot of great pride. But I also hold another title. I get to be the president, founder, and CEO of Elevate International. And it's an organization that focuses on advancing women in senior leadership positions. A long time ago, I looked at all the problems that we're having around the world. And I realized that women and girls and children are rarely sitting at the leadership table. But yet these decisions that are being made for us, without us. So I realized that we can keep fundraising as much as we can, or we can change a system that is ensuring that women are sitting at the leadership table and that the next generation of leaders is operating differently, is heard differently, and has a bigger platform to elevate one another. So I do hold that title with a lot of great responsibility. And when I'm traveling in each and every country, I am passionate about the incredible work we're doing to make sure that women are leaders, and then the incredible men who are our allies, who are sitting beside us and with us. My role, I travel around the world. It's not, yes, I am amazing, but it's because of an incredible husband who is at home today, especially even tonight, so that I can be here serving, who is entertaining our 3 wonderful girls and reminding them that they're powerful, capable, and impeccable. So I do say this because I think that when we talk about feminism, we talk about it in a first world country problem without looking at it in a worldly global view of all of us need to exist as leaders in this world. So if there is anything here tonight, whatever you're meant to do in this world, go do it with so much pride and conviction, and be selfish about your dreams and thrive, because the next generation is looking at you, after you, and will follow in the doors that you will open. Thank you.
This is Diaspora TV, your number one.
Yo TV channels app kateli big and better. Anti app nyamwemu otuke munsi y'okunyumirwa. Selecting Yo TV channels or streaming live radio net TV. Oba Kibanda Express katandike butandisi nga bwonyumirwa bina Uganda. Ate ku Bolingo Extra supporting music wa Uganda ne comedy. Kyokanga ku muto abana bakunyumirwanga n'okuyiga olwakatuni ow'omulembe abako.
Such as your own are even possible. So thank you very much for sharing your story with us. I hope somebody picks something from that story to buoy you on your own life's journey. You look tense. I get it. Jimmy, I'd just like to invite Jimmy, my brother, to, are the cultural troupe ready? Please. Bring them closer such that I can see them. I would like to take this moment to thank our High Commission team for being here tonight. I don't remember a single event I have been at since I started living in Ottawa that I have not seen your team represented. So thank you. Thank you for always showing up and always looking so wonderfully smart. I really appreciate that. A round of applause, please. Now, this is not me I'm trying to make sure I see my next team before I get off the mic. But I'll use this opportunity to tell all of you who live in Ottawa, and those of you like Moses who, abandoned us, that you're welcome back. There is no place like Ottawa, I can tell you that. We have a lot of wonderful programs in Ottawa here. We have a great Ugandan presence. We have a lot of events. We come together. Recently, we had an amazing feast celebrating the Uganda Matters Day. Father Martin was at the forefront of that. This week, we have already made arrangements. Our children will be participating in an all-expenses-paid kids camp for the summer. Those are some of the programs we have here in Ottawa. I expect all of you to be here on August the 5th when we will be having our intercity sports day. We will run, we'll do sack races, we will play soccer, we will play volleyball, we will play board games. How is that game called? It has never gotten an English equivalent, but you know what I am talking about. Egg race, we'll do the egg race. Be here, and of course, we'll have our usual community barbecue. It will be coming. We'll eat the chicken and the goat and everything involved. We'll have our kids' basketball camp. There is a lot that happens here in Ottawa. So those of you who live out there, please, you're welcome to join us. We'll welcome you, and you get to hang out with us. So please, Moses, you're welcome to join us here in Ottawa. Toronto is not fun, I promise. It isn't. Ottawa is the best, isn't it, Madam Ambassador? Oh, there you go. So right now, Mr. DJ, do you have that old classic, Born in Africa? Yes. Phile Bongole Lutaya is one of the true icons of Ugandan music. And many years ago, he wrote one of the greatest classics, which is called Born in Africa. And I say that because in here, we have a lot of people represented from all over the continent of Africa. And it is very important to remember that the whole concept of Africa was designed by someone who is not us. Ideally, we are all the same. We come from, the same land. We are brothers and sisters, regardless of what part of Africa you come from. This is to celebrate us. So join me as we rise to sing and dance to that old classic tune, Born in Africa. Come on, let's get up. Rasibalaba.
I was born in Africa.
Come on, let's dance to the song.
Music Africana.
Mami Mayanja.
I was born to sing. I feel the music is in the soul. I was born to dance. Hear the music is in the drum. Don't worry when you
Music is the topic today. Let us throw our worries away. No frontiers, no barriers to trade. Just doing what we used to do. I was born in Africa. Sing my song, music Africana. I was born to sing. Feeling music is in the soul. I was born to dance. I see the rhythm, you see me strong.
A round of applause to Jeff. Oh, yeah. Born in Africa, the land of the sun. I would like to invite Jimmy to introduce to us the next performers. We'll have one performance. We have our last round of speeches, and then we will be ready to multiply our presence in this place by 0.
Thank you, David. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jimmy, and trying to bring Uganda to Ottawa has not been easy, but they're here. We have Ngoma of Africa and the Kamingo Culture Troupe. The Kamingo Culture Troupe comes from my Boys and Girls Club, which is named after my mother, Agnes Abali Boys and Girls Club. And they're here, and these young men had no issue getting on the plane to come here, but they're here. And they're here to bring Africa unapologetic. And we partner with Ngoma of Africa. And the wonderful thing about this troupe, there's more in Kamingo, about 200 of them at my Boys and Girls Club. And someday I'll get them here. But I do struggle to register my Boys and Girls Club in Uganda. And I shouldn't have to, because my work is honest and good, because I love my country, Uganda. And I shouldn't have to struggle to register it. So these guys are here, and they're going to perform with Ngoma of Africa. And I'm so proud of you guys. Enjoy the show. They're available for your wedding, your graduation party, and we'll come to Toronto for you as well. And thank you, everybody, for supporting them.
Now, as they prepare, when I was in primary school, there's a song we used to sing on, at our speech days back in the day. But there is a very important part of that song that I want to share with you. It said, Bika bika ko kunakuyo tunoliro ya kuchamude. Okay? Now, I don't know how I can translate that into English. Please put a hold to your personal challenges and the problems in your life, and pay attention to whoever impresses you, and do it the way we do it at home. You know how we do it, eh? You know how we do it. Twazinanga batufuwa noteka kundi musoksi yeah. So kati bika bika ko kunakuyo otunuliro ya kuchamude. Okay?
Hey! Muzuri sana wageni wakaribishwa Uganda yetu hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Muzuri sana wageni wakaribishwa Uganda yetu hakuna matata.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the sound, the beautiful sound of the drums. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome the chairman and the main organizer of this event, Mayanja Ronnie, to invite for us the main dignitaries. And then as we come to the beginning of the conclusion of our evening. Now, after the speeches, we'll have the legendary Sekou Martin throwing the roof off, and then, believe it or not, I will open the dance floor after that. So stick around. Thank you, my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our chairman of the Ugandan community in Ottawa, Mr. Kajoba. That was ably executed. I don't think I deserve to stand next to that voice. You can hear the difference, I guess. He's a real baritone, so definitely you did it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. I know that our time is fast spent. I would like to thank the people with whom I've been working all the way from 2012, Justice, Stand Up for Recognition. Sometimes when I tell people when we started doing this, it was in Vancouver 2012. I reached out to a friend of mine. He's a federal agent with the Canadian government, and he was willing and able to come on board, and that is why we have what we have today. But that's not really why I'm here. I would like to thank the team. I would like to thank, in a special way, Jeff Chizito. He's definitely been able to hold it down for us in Toronto. I would like to thank Susan Namulindwa, who has helped me through Africa Trade Desk, support everything we do, especially here in Ottawa. I would like to thank, Bettina, the team that basically works with me. Thank you for all the social media posts. In a way, I would like to thank, there is a team that is not here, Shadrach Olinga, there is Michael Kitata, who does the social media, there is Capta, who does also a little bit of the social media and the video stuff. There's been a tremendous, and then Bedford, who produced the magazine in terms of the design, but also Moses. Moses, thank you so much for that print. That was well executed. And then everybody who has made this possible from day one, I really wanted to appreciate you. But before inviting our ambassador to invite our guest of honor, who happens to be Mrs. Susan Muhwezi, who is the deputy chairperson of Uganda Tourism Board. We had a roadshow, and it's something that we want to start as a way to promote tourism, especially getting tour operators from Uganda to interface with travel agents from here to take tourists back home post-COVID. And that is why Madame Susan was invited to be here and also to help us put that together. This program will continue in Toronto, and I'm going to be assisted to execute this using very powerful connections that Mr. Moses Mawa has, and I know we will do well in that exercise. So I'm very glad you could come and check this out and be a part of this. I would like to also, in a special way, recognize my wife, who I want to come, and my kids, just to make sure you guys see them, that behind me there is always people who support me. Please come, that the people get to know who they are before they, sorry about that. Please come, and then once they are done, I will just pretty much be done with all the pleasantries. But for the most part, I wouldn't be standing here if it was not for the support I get from Boss Lady, this one right here. And then Nikki and Abigail, the firstborn, who recently actually won the art competition in Massachusetts for being the best in art, and we were invited by Ariana Presley to go to Capitol Hill, all the expenses paid trip because of the art of Abigail. And then of course, Janet, thank you so much for supporting and for being there for me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, this is who we are. Again, I'm the only guy in this house. I can imagine what goes on. So thank you so much. So with that, Ambassador Ruth Joy Acheng, what would I say? Every time I've flown to Ottawa, if I've needed support, this lady has been there for me. When I've wanted to give up, she's been there for me. My role and my task is very simple, is to ask you to address your people, and then also to appreciate the support you've given the Uganda-Canada Convention, and then to invite our guest of honor, and in a way to thank Mr. Kajoba for even allowing us to be in this city, because in Uganda we say if you're not welcome sometimes by the locals, you can't stand in a certain place. But I thank you. We are broadcasting live. You have audiences both in Toronto, Vancouver, Edmonton, and here in Ottawa. So say what you want to say. But thank you for loving your people, and thank you for giving us a chance. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, before I allow her to say anything, can we sing happy birthday for our ambassador? It was her birthday. We had a wonderful blast on the boat. And then on Friday, she invited us to the ambassador's residence. We ate to our fill. Ladies and gentlemen, Mwami Kajoba wano gojo okusobola okubanga nze nyimbiramu C minor.
Kiyo eja kujira mu ggulu.
So please, happy
Carol.
birthday to Ambassador.
I'll let Carol do the honors.
Okay, and then the ambassador will be able to speak.
We're going to sing the cool version of Happy Birthday. I think some people know it. This is how it goes. Happy birthday, dear ambassador. Happy birthday, dear ambassador. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear ambassador. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Susan. Father Martin, who is our spiritual father. I can say it. Let me stay close to my people. Miss and Mrs. Canada, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for inspiring us. I think we are going to have another session with her. Not so, ladies? She should come back and we share what we have to talk about together with her. Mama Susan Muhesi, who is here with us. My sister, Honorable Judith Babirye, thank you so much for the wonderful songs you've offered us this evening. And I want to recognize my church members from River Jordan Ministries Church. Thank you so much for supporting Ronnie. Boston team, thank you so much for coming and always being with us and being with Ronnie. BC, Justus, and the team, thank you so much. We are going to revenge. Next time we shall come to BC. My brother from Silver Trust Media, Moses Mawa, thank you so much for loving Uganda and always supporting Uganda. During COVID, Moses did something very instrumental and supportive to give back to Ugandans. He sent back home when we needed oxygen facilities during the COVID breakup in Uganda. He supported the Ugandans who were in need of the oxygen facilities. So thank you so much for loving your country. Jimmy, I hear you. We shall handle what you've raised, but we appreciate you. We appreciate the work you do under your Mother's Foundation to make Uganda shine in Canada and back home. So I just want to thank you so much, everybody here, even if I've not mentioned your name. Not that I don't recognize, not that I don't appreciate. I appreciate your presence here. Jeff, I have seen you. My sister Susan, thank you so much. My daughter, Africa Haven, thank you so much for feeding us with the nice, tasty food from Uganda. Uganda High Commission is here to serve you. We try to make the High Commission home for all of us because we've been sent. And I have been sent with an instruction from the president that go and serve you brothers and sisters in Canada. I hope we are trying our best. I want to introduce my colleague, Gloria. Gloria doesn't sleep because of Ugandans. I told Gloria that for you, your work is 24/7. I don't pay her overtime, but she works. At night when we are stuck at the airport, it is Gloria that helps us. So thank you so much, Gloria. We have services that we offer you. We give you national IDs, Ndaga Muntu, so you don't need to go back home to Uganda to get those services. We are also giving passports, which Gloria is in charge. If you want to renew your passports, anything to do with the driver's license, we are handling. If we've lost our dear ones, we also help to make sure that we decently send them back home. What else do we do, Gloria? Visa, we give visas within the shortest time possible, within hours. One day, Gloria really impressed me to give visa to somebody who was stuck at the airport within a few minutes. So thank you so much. and dual citizenship certificates. We also offer that. So thank you so much. I want to thank Ronnie once again for making my work easy, because we are supposed to do this, but when you join hands with us like this, and you make it happen in a beautiful way like this, you make it easier for us. You help us reach out to the Ugandans. Thanks so much for bringing the Ugandans together. This event doesn't only talk about the business, the trade, and the tourism, but it also brings us together as Ugandans, and we share what we have to share with each other. So once again, thank you so much. May I take this opportunity to welcome my dear mother, Mama Susan Mwezi, who is also chairperson Uganda Tourism Board. Mama has come here to show you that she loves you and she cares, and you still our children, you still our child, and she wants you to go back home and build Uganda, because it is you who will make Uganda a better place. It is you who will make Uganda better than Canada. Thank you so much for your time. Mommy.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Wow. It's lovely to be here, Your Excellency, Ambassador Joy Ruth Acheng, and the staff of the High Commission, Miss Canada, Ronnie, and all the beautiful people that I have found in Canada, from Uganda, and Canadians, Ugandans, Canadians. I just want to first thank our honorable and a good friend of mine, Judith Babirye, especially for singing Mama. I just lost my mother about 3 weeks ago, and a mother has no duplicate. And this is the first song that took me back. May her soul rest in peace. But just know, a mom has no duplicate. So please treasure your mothers if you have them. Treasure your wives. Treasure your daughters, because they have no duplicate. Thank you. Yeah, I'm here representing Uganda Tourism Board as the vice chair. I also double as the chairperson of Uganda Hotel Owners Association, an association that comprises about 600 hotels in Uganda, and I'm a senior presidential advisor on AGOA and trade. I don't know how many of you know about AGOA, but AGOA allows Sub-Saharan Africa to export about 6,000 products to the US, duty-free, quota-free. And we have the same for Canada as well under GSP. So you can see there's so much that you can do apart from tourism. When Ronnie said I come here, I was here on Friday speaking about tourism. And so when he invited me to come again and talk about tourism, and I saw the performances that were here from Judith, the other performers, Jimmy's performers, I said, there's not so much I can say. You're already promoting Uganda. The food. I had a very good speech from Susan about the food tourism in Uganda. So I was saying, but my job is done. So what am I going to tell people about tourism in Uganda? But when the Emcee was talking about not knowing that there are 64 tribes from Uganda. Uganda is one of the most diverse countries in the world with 64 tribes. So I actually knew that there are some facts about Uganda that people living in the diaspora might not know. I'll just give you a bit of snippet into Uganda. You might have forgotten. If I have to put on my glasses, just remember I'm 62. Thank you for that. Yeah, so why tourism for Uganda? First of all, tourism is labor intensive, and it also has low entry barriers. And what do I mean by that? Tourism employs a lot of youth, a lot of women, and it's the most accessible asset. You can actually be involved in tourism right from the grassroots. It has a high linkage factor. I think you all know when people say tourism is everybody's business. You know, you can do tourism right from, it affects everyone. The farmer, the person working in a hotel, the person in telecommunications. I had somebody from MTN is here. So tourism is everybody's business. And it is very highly labor intensive. It employs quite a number of people. As far as Uganda is concerned, it's one of our highest foreign exchange earner with about 1.6 billion foreign currency that comes into. It can be accessed by about 41% of total investment in Uganda. So definitely, it's a sector that you can actually come and get involved in all the way from here. Why Uganda? Uganda is one of the most friendly countries in the world. We were recognized as one of the happiest people. And so when I was here and listening to the Emcee saying, give me life, I was saying, are these actually Ugandans? Because Ugandans know life. They know even nightlife. So if you come to Uganda, definitely you will be investing in a place where there are happy people. And what do happy people do? They spend. You know? So Uganda actually spends. But apart from that, we have a very liberalized economy. We are politically stable. We are actually an island of peace in East Africa. I hope you know that. And you should clap for that. We are also a very active people. We are very engaged as Ugandans. Ugandans are very active people worldwide. And what are the numbers of tourists? As far as USA and Canada are concerned, by 2022, we had about 16,000 tourists coming into Uganda. But when you know how big Canada is, we should be getting more people than 16,000. So what does that mean for you? That you can actually bring people to tour Uganda. But you cannot sell a country if you yourselves don't know about your own country. Many of you probably come home every Christmas, you stay home, and you don't actually explore Uganda. You might not know that of the 700 gorillas in the world, 400 of them are in Uganda. We own 50%. The other bit are in Rwanda. But you might find that not many people know that. Not only that, we have beautiful national parks. Queen Elizabeth National Park. We have about 1,065 species of birds. That's 10% of birds. I don't know if you know about birding, but 10% of birds of the world are in Uganda. We have Kibale National Park. We have the source of the Nile is in Uganda. Lake Victoria is in Uganda. But are we utilizing them the way we should? When you come here, you hear about boat rides and all this. But why don't you come and invest home and invest in the boat rides that you are carrying out here on sometimes small rivers and lakes of yours? Yeah, so definitely my appeal to you is that there's so much you can do with tourism in Uganda. The hotel sector. We are talking of 600 hotels. I was glad, I think, the last on Friday, I met someone here who said she's a member of Uganda Hotel Owners Association. And we have a lot of tax exemption, VAT exemption if you invest in the countryside. You can bring in your equipment and they will be tax-free if you are going to invest in the hotels or if you are going to invest in tour companies and you're bringing in cars to take tourists, 100% tax-free. There's a lot of opportunities. So take advantage of them. We are home, and you find that actually the people that are taking advantage of these are foreigners. Yet you have the money, because from what I could see in this room, there's money. People are working hard, but take it back home. I was very impressed when I heard Moses Mawan, what he has managed to do. We are very, very proud of people like you. But come home, expand in other sectors, because the film industry is part of tourism. We have Uganda Matters. Come and take a film and a story of the martyrs that died in Namugongo. That's faith tourism. We have the only Baha'i temple in Africa. It's situated in Uganda, but I can be sure that not many of you have visited the Baha'i temple. So please come home, come and tour. I appeal to you. I've really enjoyed being in Ottawa, and I'm going to Toronto. You're such a fine group. It was nice to see you, Susan. I'm told you're in charge of the Africa desk. Do so much with it then. I think it was the Emcee who was speaking, and he said what we need is to work together. Money does not know what politics, who is a Catholic, who is a Protestant, who is this, who is that. Money and development is for the country. And that whether you are in Canada for 100 years, your heart is back at home. So come and invest in your country and develop it. There's peace, there's stability, people are working hard, and I know that yes, you meet challenges. I cannot say that you won't meet challenges, especially if you're coming from Canada. But you're building your home, and you should be proud that you're building your home. So those challenges, we will overcome them together, and if you meet them, just like you call your ambassador, I'm online, call me, and I will help you. I'm passionate about tourism, I'm passionate about investment, I'm passionate about trade, and we are here to serve you. We come here to serve you, to listen to you, to serve you, to invite you to come and develop your country so that you make it as beautiful as Canada where you live. Make sure the roads are done. We are working on tourism roads. We are working on infrastructure. Our oil is out of the ground. There's a lot of opportunity. Don't miss it. I thank you. I just don't want to end without thanking you, Ronnie. I know it's been tough organizing this event, but you've done a wonderful job. And with your team, and I want to thank the Emcee, who makes it very vibrant. I hear you said that you won't sleep. I also want to recognize Ronnie's family. Thank you for being behind him. I cannot end without thanking Your Excellency, the Ambassador. You, an ambassador for the people. And we are so grateful for a job well done. Gloria, they have mentioned you, and many other officers that probably are not here, but I know you lead a very, very good team, and I'll go back home and tell your story. And I will invite more people to come, and I hope it will be bigger and better next time. Be sure I will be back. God bless you.
My President, I forgot to make an announcement. If you could give me half a minute. Our people are coming from Uganda. There are people who have got visas, and they're coming to Uganda. And they're coming to Canada from Uganda. Some of them are getting difficulties at border services if they want to enter Canada. So I am requesting you that if you have any relative coming to Canada, please let me know in time before it is late. Because some of them have already been deported back home. So please, you have my number. So let them get in touch with me. Thank you.
On that note, On that note, before Ambassador sits down and before Mr. Kajoba comes and before the last performer, before the dance comes on, I had the pleasure of working with the Ambassador Ruth Achane when immigration called me about this event. There were a number of people stuck at the airport in Toronto. And when I called the ambassador to try and mitigate the situation, because some of them are giving my number, and you know, in all full disclosure, when immigration calls you, you have to really be on the alert. Of course, one of the people I called was Ambassador Joy Ruth Achane, and he ably reacted very quickly, and some of them were assisted immediately. Ambassador, I thought the people needed to know that, because once I connected, I gave immigration the information and the number, they were able to help through the ambassador, some of the people who were stuck. So again, but it's also very important that people follow the right protocol. We are getting so many people with so many fictitious events. I'm sure many of you have come to the Westin. This event was here. We try to do things the right way. We don't ask people for any extra monies or anything like that. People are being taken advantage of. So the leaders in the community need to cause other people to account. When we do these events, we try to make sure the bills for these big hotels are paid, and that is why we're here. So my encouragement to you is reach out to some of these people, because again, some of them had cloned documents and all that stuff. We can't be able to stand behind things and people we don't know, because we don't want to be on the wrong side of the law. And I made that very clear to the chief immigration officer who reached out to me, and I just basically was able to mention that we're authentic. This event was registered by the Canadian Immigration Department. They gave us a code for it. We try to go through the right protocols when we do these things. So with that, I would like to invite Mr. Kajuba to actually, as our MC, by the way, thank you so much for everything you've done. We really appreciate it. And Solange, I almost forgot, but ladies and gentlemen, I was invited by Debbie, the head of marketing for World Remit. That's where I met Solange. She filled the room at Parliament Hill with all the MPs and all the powerful people during Black History, Black Women Month. I am even humbled that you could come and join us today. She's a huge contact if you need people who have power and who influence women. She's a powerful one. So thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I remember, my father, God rest his soul, loved Luganda sayings. One of his favorites was, Akudira muluyimba. Yes, Taluomia. Okay, so I don't want to repeat anything that has been said. But I really just wanted to take the moment to thank you all for being here tonight. We take it not for granted. We know you had other places to be. Yet you chose to be here tonight patiently. Thank you very much. And you should give yourselves a round of applause. What do I have to do to get a proper applause? And our guest of honor, and thank you very much for spending this wonderful weekend with us. You've really piqued my interest in tourism, and I've already had a few conversations with a few people about how to action some of the ideas you put across. But about the Baha'i temple, does it count that I've driven past it? Does that count? No? Okay. I'll make sure the next time I drive by, I actually stop and check it out. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of Ugandanness, in the spirit of Africa, I would like to invite one of our own, one of the noblest sons of the land, a legend in his own right, Mr. Sekou Martin, who is going to perform for us. And after that, I dare say
that I request our guest of honor and ambassador and this wonderful table, they will lead us into the opening of the dance floor. I would have, but I don't want to steal your thunder, Madam Ambassador. So, but after Mr. Sekumatin, you will join us as we open the dance floor. Let us dance our worries away.
My everything, everything, come on, reggae music. All I see is your glory shining through the universe. The strength that will never stop moving, rock of my salvation. Your face will keep on lighting. Your throne will never stop ruling. Through the blood of Jesus, you washed away my iniquities. You are my everything. I will live to testify, my everything. You are my. You have some people in the house tonight. You have some people in the house tonight. Some noise. Without you, Lord, Lord, with you, life is worthy. Yeah. And I know, I will live to testify. Come on, listen. It's never too late for me to say I'm sorry. I'm a human, I'm never perfect. That's the reason why you sent your own son to die for me, to set me free. I was condemned to be a dead man. Now I'm free because of you, Jesus, the Son of God. You are here to give us life again. Come on, listen. How can I live without you, Jesus? How can I live without you, Savior? Life and death in your hands. You give me life, I give you my soul. I'm saved by the grace of the Almighty. Loved by God who never fails. Jesus, the Son of God, you are here to give us life again. We have some people in the house. Ready. Katonda okuva mu buto bwange awatali kukweka nze nakubanga ensasi gataka eŋŋoma n'entuya nanga waliwo okwagala awatali kulimba nga ye kanisa yange ng'abaganda bange mbaagaliza kikumi nga sirimba munda baganda bange nze banjagaliza obansabiranga ne byansirizanga tewali kuyombagana tewali kuswaza naye kati byenkulira byendabako n'amaaso gange biruma abaana ba Katonda bali mu kusambagana beyuzayuza wulira tetwasobyangana twesonyiwanga nga ye kanisa gange wulira ng'ekibi kiba kibi twakidduka tetwegeziwaza wulira naye kati ekanisa ya luno eri muki wulira mulimu okutogera obutayagaliza n'okulimbalimba kale nze saba kimu Katonda otuze mu kwagala okwasa Ready to dance? All right, give it a song, give it a song. I will praise you, my God, for there is no any other God like God. You know you praise God.
My God is so big. My God is so great. My God is so mighty.
This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.
Yo TV channels app kateli big and better. Anti app nyamwemu otuke munsi y'okunyumirwa. Selecting Yo TV channels or streaming live radio net TV. Oba Kibanda Express katandike butandisi nga bwonyumirwe bina Uganda. Ate ku Bolingo Extra supporting music wa Uganda ne comedy. Kyokanga ku muto abana bakunyumirwanga n'okuyiga olwakatuni ow'omulembe abako ate nga yigiriza. Downloading app ya Yo TV channels leero.
This is Diaspora TV, your #1 global network.